Hi guys, it's Roy here at Predator Games, and it's time for another in-depth cabinet tour. Now, I'm going to squeeze two into this one. I'll try not to yak on for too long. The reason why is just the first one, although it's got some awesome stuff in, it's not really jam-packed with retro stuff. So I thought I'd class them as one. So here we go. Anyway, just let me. So this is the first one, yeah. So we'll just whiz through this one. On the top shelf, these ones are bigger as well, as you can see. We have a Mega CD and a Mega Drive 2. You can buy them as a bundle, but we can do them separately as well, fully tested and all that lot. It's a nice little piece of kit. I have one. I think it's a great machine. I think Sega kind of abandoned it pretty quickly, and it's a shame. It's not got the biggest library in the world, but there's still some good stuff on there. And then over here, kind of retro inspired, we've got the C64 Mini and the C64 Maxi. I'll just move that so you can see. So yeah, obviously the little retro machines with loads of games on, 64 games on them. I wonder why they did that. So the Mini got a little bit slated when it came out. The joystick isn't great. It's I mean, to be honest, a lot of the older games, my first machine was a Spectrum, and yeah, when you're playing games with joysticks, you're pushing up on the joystick to jump, and we're so spoilt nowadays because we're used to pressing a button to jump, and you know what? It's a million times easier. But these games have got pushing up on the joystick. Now, I've not had a go on the Maxi one, which has got a working keyboard on it. I do actually have one. It's in my ginormous pile of stuff to try. The Minis, it's decent. The keyboard's, you can't use it, but it's cute and it looks great. And there's some good games on, and you can add some games on there as well. So yeah, anyway. So down on to the next one, we've got the awesome Capcom Home Arcade. It is expensive. It's £190. I think it's worth every penny. You have only got 16 games on there, but the joysticks, the reason why, you'll know all this anyway, but the reason why it's so much is because the joysticks are really, really well made. The proper arcade joysticks. Really decent stuff on there, yeah. Then we've got something a lot of you might not have heard of, which is the Super Retrocade. Now, I think this is great. It's relatively cheap. It's 60 quid. You've got I think there's around 100 games on there. Some really decent stuff as well. This is brand new as well. So just to quickly show you just a list of some of the stuff. So there's some good shoot 'em ups. 1942, 1943, some stuff you might not have heard of. I'm trying to read through it. I think of some games you might not have heard. I'm sure somebody would have heard of these, but hey ho. There is Dragon Breed, that's a good one. One of my favourites is Ghouls and Ghosts, although I do prefer Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which I swear is on here. Yeah, there you go. Brilliant game. 2 hard though. Got R-Type on there, Super R-Type, some decent stuff on there. Highly recommend that one. It comes with 2 pads as well. Of course, I have one because I have everything in this shop and no money. Never work in a game shop, folks, if you're addicted to games and collecting. Anyway, on to the next one. We go way up to date here now. We've got a fantastic condition Xbox One X. If you can't get a Series X, because, I mean, who can at the moment, yeah. It's a pre-owned one. It's in great condition. It belonged to a staff member, so it's in good nick. Got 6 months on there anyway. It's $220, which I think is a decent price. We've got a PS4 Box Slim, 500 gig. Another staff member's old machine. There's sort of going on here, isn't there? Not mine, might add. We've got a couple of the motion controllers. Let's be honest, they're not the greatest in the world, are they? But I mean, if you need them, some games you do need them for VR. They can be a bit quirky, but hey ho, we've got a couple of them. We've got this wonderful PS4 Pro limited edition for The Last of Us Part 2. It's in really good condition. Belonged to my boss. He upgraded to a PS5. Really nice collector's edition. It's got a nice pad in there as well. It's in really good condition. That's a 325. Don't forget that if you're watching this at a later date, the prices may change. So the prices are always as they are at the moment, yeah. We've got a pre-owned PS5 pad. Worker Genius, that pad. Not that one in particular, I just meant all PS5 pads, yeah. Got a box one as well. We have a really, really cheap, it's one of the first models, the PS4 500 gigs, 130. Don't want you to see me there, but hi, there we are. Comes with a red pad, so that's why it's a little bit less. We've got a piano black PSP, great machine, box and everything in good condition, and a PS2, the platinum, the silver one, with the pad and everything. The prices of PS2s have skyrocketed over the last few months. I suppose that's the norm for retro. Yeah, I think lockdown hasn't helped as well. So we'll quickly move on to the next one. Sorry if you're feeling a bit of motion sickness there for me moving along. In the middle, we've got sort of a shelf with loads of models and figures and stuff like that, and randomly shot glasses. Some really good stuff there. Of course, we have a Predator model. You can't see it and just see my arm. Not great. There we go. Yeah, really good things there, yeah. And we have this guy from Aliens. I'm not sure about him. He looks in pain. Might be because he's been in that box for a while. So swiftly moving on, we go to, feel a bit emotional, the last glass cabinet in the shop. This one's, you know what, we're going to start at the bottom because it gets more jam-packed as we move up. So we have a lovely boxed Dreamcast with a couple of bits and bobs, a mouse, a vibration pack, rumble pack, the fishing controller, which is brilliant, and you can actually use it to play Soul Calibur. Yeah, I'd read that years ago, and I just thought, yeah, whatever. But you can. Dreamcast, it's just a great machine. It's a shame it didn't do as well as was hoped. It's got some brilliant games on there. We've got a nice selection of stuff there for it. That one has all its innards and stuff as well. And then we have a PS3 Super Slim, I think this one is, with a huge amount of 12 gigs of memory. It's all boxed and everything though, yeah, makes it a bit more desirable. On the next shelf we have one of the best recent consoles made, the Xbox 360. Huge library. It's got some great stuff on there. Next to that, we've got another of these mini consoles, the Mega Drive Mini. Yeah, it's brilliant. Some really, really good stuff on there. It's really well made. If you're lucky, I managed to grab a Japanese version, and I've got the Tower of Power, you know. It's just all plastic that you're never ever going to use, but it's pretty cool seeing it all, yeah. So there's some really good games on there. World of Illusion, brilliant. Streets of Rage 2, obviously. I'm not a fan of Echo the Dolphin. I never liked it when it first came out. We've got Toe Jam and Earl, it's brill. There's a couple of unreleased stuff on there as well. So we've got Tetris and a Darius game too, and a really, really good game too. Wonder Boy in Monster World. Some really, really good stuff on there. Underneath, we've got Connect. Let's just move past that. We have a Ring Fit Adventure, which is a surprisingly great game and incredibly knackering and a really good way to lose weight. I should use it more myself. And then just come in today, just a power pack there or a plug. The Switch. We've got Kentucky Route Zero TV edition for the Switch. Wasn't released physically. This one was created by an online company called I Am 8-Bit. They're very similar to Limited Run, which I'm sure you will have heard of. That one is £50. It's in really good condition as well. Really interesting game. I recommend you try it. I don't want to say anything about it because it's better to go in blind. So on the next shelf, I feel weird going from bottom to top, but here goes. I've got the SNES Classic. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. We're not going to say what naughty thing I've done to this machine, because my boss will not be impressed and he'll think Nintendo coming after us. But worth every penny. We've got a NES Mini as well. We have a standard one and one that we've done something else to as well, just to make it that little bit nicer. I hope this all makes sense to you lot, yeah? I'm not going into details, I'll just that there, yeah, anyway. Right, so now on to some proper retro. We have a copy of Metal Gear, not one of the first games in the series, but one of the very first on the NES. I've never played a Metal Gear game. Don't know, never fancied it. Tell me I'm wrong, yeah. We have a sealed Fire Emblem game for the 3DS. This series is getting incredibly popular now and highly collectible as well. Recommend it, it's a decent game. And then proper old school. I mean, we've got a couple more NES. We don't get many NES games in, especially not boxed ones, unfortunately. They seem to be harder to come by. Tecmo World Wrestling, Russian Attack, as in Rush and Attack, not Russian Attack, yeah. We've got some Atari ST games. These all work because I've tested them. We've got the wonderful Flood. It's a great game. We do have an Atari ST in at the moment. It could do with a bit of TLC. It works and everything. It's just looking a bit faded. I'm not really comfy in taking it apart and having a good clean and everything because I'm worried it'll break it. It's a great machine though. There's a mass of stuff on it. Another Atari ST game there, Sidewinder 2, shoot 'em up. The classic Last Ninja 2. One of my favourites, Fast Food, which is a spin-off from the Dizzy series, say it third time. I have Horus. I can't even remember what that is. We've got one of the many compilations that they brought out for these games, so it's like a movie one. Ocean were always good for a decent game. Power Drift, decent arcade racer. The graphics look a bit old now. It's not aged the greatest. Smash TV, though, has aged wonderfully. It's a brilliant game, yeah, especially with 2 players. And then just some random Commodore games there. Dirty Den. Don't know if that's based on EastEnders. Showing my age there. Nighttime's awesome. And then just a couple of random things. And then on the final shelf, we'll start this side, we have some Pokemon 3DS. Pokemon stuff's zooming up in price, which I suppose is understandable because they're still incredibly popular. We've got the very first Monster Hunter stories on the 3DS as well. Another rare one. I was surprised by that. The second one has just come out today, actually, on Switch. And then we've got the much maligned Jaguar here. Yeah, it's got a lot of rubbish games on, but it's got some decent ones as well. So we've got a skiing and snowboarding game there. These are some of the better games. Theme park's great. Got a multi-team tap there for it. Iron Soldier's one of the best games on the system, yeah. Iron Soldier 2 is meant to be great as well, but it is hard to find and it goes for crazy money. I know I said these were the decent games on the Jaguar, but I mean, come on, give me a break. Checkered Flag, yeah. Trevor McFur in the Crescent Galaxy, I think is the full name for that one. Yeah, it's a shoot 'em up. It's not the greatest, it's not the worst. But weirdly, it has no music, which is bizarre. I know it sounds like a minor complaint, but it is weird. We've got Cybermorph, which is alright. I mean, if you like getting told off by a woman with a green face who basically just tells you you're rubbish all the way through it even, yeah, it's alright. It was initially lumped with the machine, with early copies of the machine as well. It's not the greatest showcase for the system, but hey ho, Atari decided it was. Some rare PS3 games, some really, really good stuff. Sly Trilogy, yeah, they're brilliant. If you love a platformer, they've aged really, really well. 3 games, obviously, because it's a trilogy. the graphics are brilliant. They're just great games. I wish they'd make a new game in series, to be honest. I've got Silent Hill Downpour. It's not one of the best games in the series. It's not as bad as it was made out to be. So one I think is worth a try. Yeah, just pop that back up there. We've got a obscure RPG, Time in Eternity. The graphics are gorgeous. I've not played that though, if anybody wants to comment on it. I've got one more Jag game as well, Pinball Fantasy, which is a really, really good one. There's a couple of pinball games on the Jag. They're both really, really good. The other one's Ruiner Pinball. It's brilliant. This one's great. Ruiner's brilliant, but Ruiner is rare. And when it does appear, it's expensive. Nice little Vita game, because Vita games are becoming rare. Everything's becoming rare nowadays. This is Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Kurigod. So I had to write on there so we all knew. Japanese version. I'm not sure if there's English text in that, but it's a nice collectible item to have. It's a quirky RPG type thing, dungeon crawl, that sort of thing. We have a Random Links game. Chips Challenge. Decent puzzle game. And then a random Atari 7800 game, Meltdown. It's kind of sealed. I think it's shop sealed. And just above, we've got the wonderful limited edition of Ori and the Will o' the Wisps. Really, really nice selection there. It's a shame about the tear, but just ignore that. If you want it, I'll knock you a couple of quid off. And finally, we have, and these are rare, we have some Amiga CD32 games. We've got The Lost Vikings, which is just rare as hell. Sorry, my camera's not getting in focus there. It's been on the SNES as well, sort of a puzzle platformer type thing. And then if my camera... Yeah, there we go, that's better. Oh, some really good Amiga CD32 games there. We've got Degeneration. It's like an isometric overhead puzzler type game, puzzler action type thing. Chaos Engine's awesome. Highly recommend it. Cannon Fodder's awesome as well. Super Skid Marks, unfortunate name there. It's a racing game. I mean, yeah, if it was all else, it would be a bit embarrassing. We've got an Alien Breed special edition with Quack as well. Quack's a great little puzzler, reminded me a bit of Bubble Bobble. Alien Breed's great too. It's one of the classics on the machine. Mean Streets I can't comment on, unfortunately. And then James Pond 2 Robocod. Surely everybody's heard of that one. Still a decent platformer. And Zool, which is another decent one as well, sort of in... I think it was at that stage where everybody was trying to make a game that copied Sonic. And that's it for the cabinets. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me and Wes yakking on about stuff. It's been a pleasure. Oh, one more thing. Forgot to say, I've got a Neo Geo pad there for the little Neo Geo Mini. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to do some more videos of different sections of the shop. If anyone's interested, let me know. I won't cry if nobody replies to this. Yeah, so this is Roy. Thank you very much. And we're going to post some reviews and stuff soon of games and things. We'll keep the YouTube channel going because it's gone a bit quiet over lockdown. So hopefully we'll either see you online or pop in the shop and hello. And say hello even. Alright, cheers, thank you, bye.